So like I was saying, when you're combining a lot of elements into a much larger program, it can get a little overwhelming. I had a program I was kind of struggling with. I understood all the parts. I could write all the parts pretty much off the top of my head, but somehow bringing it all together, juggling all of it, was just too complicated for me. So I consulted an industry professional, someone who works with absolutely massive files every day, and they basically just glanced at my code and then immediately started sketching a flowchart on a piece of paper. And so looking into flowcharts a little more, they can be very advantageous when you get into trying to juggle much larger programs, because they help you compartmentalize them. So I'm going to go over here to ChatGPT, and let's see. What I'd like to do is write a program. Let's keep it vague. We'll specify the type of a program, because ChatGPT can output references relative to the programming language I'm going to be using. I'd like to be able to read some characters from a string, and and print out custom fonts. Yeah, okay. Now here's the cool part. I'm gonna say, could you generate, and what are we in? We're in August 1924. In 6 months' time, this will be obsolete and people will be laughing. But this is pretty cool today that you can do this. Can you generate a flowchart? And yes, it can print. You can just say just that, and it will make a text-based flowchart, which can be very useful. But instead, we're going to say, give me a flowchart in Mermaid code. Yeah, I'd like to write a program in assembly that can read characters from a string and print out custom fonts. Could you generate a flowchart in Mermaid code for me? Very simple flowchart. Okay, so then what you do is you copy this code, and I'm going to go up here and go to draw.io. That's all you got to do. Flowchart maker. Create a new diagram based on a flowchart. Create. It's going to say, where do you want to save it? I've already been doing some stuff, but I'm just going to say sample here, okay? See, it lets you choose a folder, and then after that, it don't. So choose wisely. Save. There. Okay, so it's got a bunch of, there's a simple flowchart. It's not ours. I'm going to take this and Control A to select all, delete, and then you hit the plus sign here. Go to Advanced Mermaid, right? And then I'm going to select this and paste right over it with our Mermaid code, and go Insert, and there is our flowchart. And then you can go change the view and stuff, but I've kind of found it easier, save it. So it's all saved. And then export as a JPEG is very nice. And a little shadow. It's not bad either. Okay, so then we'll export sample JPEG. Okay, where do you think it went? In the same folder? No, it went into my downloads folder. So I'm just gonna cut it out of there. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong monitor window. Okay, so like there, I just copied that into another folder here. Yeah, off on the side. I'm sorry. Hang on a second. Let me just do this again. Close that. There. Now that it's in this window, maybe that'll work right. I'll go once again. Export as JPEG, a little bit of shadow. Export as sample. Zoom. It went here. There. Now you can see the window. Okay. Into my downloads folder. No way, no. I don't want it there. I'm going to cut there and instead go over to the whatever whatever folder I happen to be working in, right, and paste it in there. Okay, and of course, if you have Alt P, you know, when you select the thingy there, you can Alt P, and there you're gonna quick preview of it there. But here's what I'll do. I'll go right click, open with, forget about the normal stuff, just go to photos, and then you get a nice full screen view of your flowchart. Okay, so right away, this helps you can kind of just rough in things like loops, right? We know here we got a loop. What's nice about this Mermaid code here, this is actually the correct symbol for a decision, you know, a branch in your code, you know, a triangle instead of a square. You got all these different modules, and then there's a branching instruction or whatever. It says, if no, do this, if yes, end of code. Okay, so that tells you if a certain value is not something, right, then go into a loop. So right away you can start roughing in all of your loops, right? And then hang on one second here, let me see here, I got another one. So and then after a back and forth bit of iteration, you know, like you can work on your program a bit, and then like, see, there's essentially our program was this bit, but then each some of that other bits have their own modules, right? And then you can break those down into flowcharts as well, like that. See, with this kind of back and forth between doing the programming and then go updating your flowchart, you know, and then go. This helps you look at everything in little chunks, you know. It's like, okay, I got to get this part working, you know, and then it sends a value, and then I got to get that part working. Here, look at it in order that it goes. I'm going to initialize some string data. I'm going to, go through the string. Is it the end of the string? End. Otherwise, select font data, do some processing, output, load font data into sprite data. Yeah, here, let me actually blow this up a bit even. Yeah, there, you can zoom in and process it some more. Well, move up here, and then this has a branching instruction in it as well. So you can actually start roughing the program out with none of the real code, just focusing on the loops, all these loops first, and then kind of start filling in from there, and then that can ensure, oh, you're not sending a value over here that conflicts with a value over there and stuff. You know, you break everything down into modules. This does its job and outputs a value, and then this does its job and outputs a value, and this does its job and outputs a value. No conflicts, right? Okay, so yeah, very helpful thing using that. And not just for programming. I mean, you can help it as a financial calculator. Do I have enough money for a down payment yet? Should I stay in college? How much, you know, and you can factor in, you know, how long do I have to wait, you know, for all kinds of, anything with a decision, life decisions, you know, you can create a mind map with the program as well. So this was also very helpful in the course of this writing the sending fonts, string data over to custom fonts and everything. This helped me visualize some parts of it and work out the fine print, you know. So highly recommended. Mermaid code. Try it in ChatGPT. It's amazing.